He was just talking hella shit about barbershop owners that do booth rent. Like he was clowning on barbers that
Like they should do commission.
They should do commission. He's on a binge where he's exposing all these clipper brands for using tariffs as a reason to go up on their clippers. When that's not how it works. So welcome back to the Built for More podcast. This is your host Paco. This is episode, I want to say 6. I'm like losing track here. Just been so busy being caught up with pushing this and obviously my business, the shop, and family and all that good shit. It's a lot. But I'm here with our guest today, Fabian.
What's up? How's it going?
He is with Apex Barbering. It's your company, correct?
Yeah. So I randomly just started it one night. I
was gonna ask you that.
Yeah, bro. Like it was weird because I was down in Pomona at a barber expo with Supreme Trimmer, and just randomly like midnight, I start going on Google like, how do I start an LLC? How do I do this? And then I just spent the money that night. Like 2 days later, they're like, all right, you have a business. I'm like,
cool. Sick. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much how I got started too. I actually had one of my friends walk me through it. He was like, "Look, do this because you're gonna want it, especially if you're gonna want to do the taxes the right way. That way you're not, it's all organized and stuff like that." So I do have a corporation so it's Andis Creations, and then there's Concept Hair Studio, and there's the modern Barber Compass, which is the mentorship with me and Lucky and yourself. Join today. But yeah, so you said that you were sponsored by Supreme, and so before I dive into that, like I know a lot of barbers actually have this like stigma, like you have to be sponsored to make money and stuff like that. So like, what are the truths behind it, and what are the benefits from being sponsored by a company?
Honestly, you don't need to be sponsored to make money. I mean, it's just like something cool you got to put on your Instagram or tell people. In reality, it's just a way to help you grow more than anything, I feel. Because they're going to repost you. They're going to put you all on their social media. Like some of my videos are on their website as part of their promotion or like product videos, essentially. And then like the benefits of it, they'll invite me out to their shows. Like if they go somewhere, they're like, hey, like if you want to go, we have a ticket for you. I'm like, all right, cool. And then obviously you're going to get a like early release or early access to their stuff that they're going to send you.
That's cool.
I'm like, hell yeah.
That's cool. That's dope. Yeah, because how I said before, like, barbers have this stigma, like, oh, I have to, like I'm sponsored by StyleCraft. Mm-hmm. So, one of our sponsors today, StyleCraft. But believe it or not, I don't get paid from StyleCraft at all. I think the only one that ever paid me was Babyliss.
Okay.
And those two brands they don't work great together. They really don't. I think Babyliss is more like the Apple of the barber industry. Would you say like?
Yeah, because they were the first ones with like the removable batteries and stuff like that. But definitely, I would feel like StyleCraft definitely more Android.
Yeah, more Android, more like customizable,
yep.
With the lids and stuff like that. But the reason why I say that, I mean, I did work with Babyliss for a summer, and working with them really put into perspective on a lot of things where it's not always the best working with the brand like that. I mean, it was cool because I got paid. It was great, but it's not what it seems like, because it was kind of strict working with them.
I believe it. They're like like the top 3, top 4, one of those, like Andis, Babyliss, Wall.
I mean, okay, so would you say Andis is like number 1, or?
I wouldn't say that anymore, because I feel like they really dropped the ball with the
newer stuff
with the Cordless Master.
Really?
I feel like they dropped it with that.
Really? I'm surprised, because I actually love the Cordless Master.
Well, I've never used it, but the old shop I used to work at, one of the guys went through like 4 of them. They all broke down, got super loud, and I felt it. I'm like, this is kind of heavy for a cordless. So I don't think they did a great job with that one.
Okay. I mean, because I have 2 I have two masters, and one of them did get really loud, which was the original one,
Yeah.
the original silver one. That one got pretty loud, but and then I ended up buying the black edition one, which they fixed a lot of the problems with it.
Right.
But it's still pretty loud. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's still pretty loud.
Like I feel like that's one of the benefits. One of the things that people wanted with the Masters, because it's so quiet, you can hear that crunch. And then to go to a cordless, they're expecting that, and then from the start, they don't get it.
Speaking of the crunch, I definitely think StyleCraft nailed it with their Echo Blade. Like,
I've seen videos. I've never tried it.
It's really really good. Like a lot. Like I have two on. I literally put it on a because I love the GRL. That's one of my favorite clippers. I put the blade on the GRL, and it actually works really well. Like,
I saw that video.
It works really well. And then I put
I seen you have it on that other one too.
the cherry bomb. Yeah, I really ended up liking the cherry bomb. Ironically, very ironic that I actually ended up picking that up. But
Why do you say it's ironic?
because it's a knockoff brand. I'm not gonna front. It's a knockoff brand. You look at the box; it's all in Chinese.
I saw the directions for it.
Yeah.
It's all in Chinese.
It's on Chinese and shit. Like Chinese, it's on Chinese. But that's where all StyleCraft's Chinese. That's
where everything comes from.
Everything comes from. So like you working with a style, but it's a Supreme trimmer. The owner of the company, he's very transparent.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I've seen his stuff, and like, he's on a binge where he's like exposing all these clipper brands for using tariffs as a reason to go up on their clippers. When that's not how it works.
It's not. And even if someone were to raise prices because of tariffs, it's cents, a couple dollars.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna be like, oh, we got to charge like $20 extra.
Yeah. So one of my good friends, he runs a barber supply company, and he did it, and he opted out into doing the 245 drop because he what's it called? He said that they were charging an arm and I think for wholesale price it was a lot, he said, but they were blaming the tariffs, and it's like, you do know that they can get sued for that, right? I mean, there has to be some kind of repercussions.
I feel like there should, because at that point it's like you're just being greedy.
Yeah, because you're taking advantage of the average consumer. Like, they're not gonna do research on a tariff. Like, but they're only going off but what the media says and what the media tells them. So it really does boil down to like what's true and what's not.
Yeah, and then how do you feel about the 245 clipper trimmer?
It's funny because I got asked that question recently. I really don't like 245 as a brand.
Why is that?
And I don't know. I find them very like corny, very corny. If I'm being honest, and until I get proven otherwise, actually, you know what it was? There was this one call that I was on with Chris Basio.
Okay.
And he was interviewing this. He brought on this guest speaker where he was talking to some guy that owns a chain of barbershops in New Jersey, and how every single one of them, they were commissioned. And the tonality that Chris Basio had towards booth rent shops kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It's like there's multiple ways to make money. There's not just like you're making people feel dumb because they're not doing it your way.
Yeah, like I've seen like both sides of the argument. Like, oh, you should do commission because it's gonna push them harder, make more money for like the owner.
Commission does work if you're. It does work if you do it right, and it does work for barbers that are starting out.
I agree.
You know, if you have no clientele,
that's how I started too.
Commission.
But I only lasted like 2 weeks on commission. Then I'm like, you know what?
It sucks. It fucking sucks because you're making whatever the percentage. I mean, there's some shops that are very gracious with it. Like, I know some shops are 80-20.
That's good.
There's 60-40, but then there's 50-50 shops. It's like, come on, dude. Like,
see, I was doing 70-30, and literally like that shop was like probably stereotypical in the sense that the weekend, Friday, Saturday were the busy days. So every Friday, Saturday, I'm like, oh, now I have to give you some of this? Like, I'm just going to keep it. And like, I did the math. I did it for maybe 2 weeks, and I'm like, if I keep on this trend, I'm paying you more than what I would pay in booth rent.
Exactly. No, it boils down to that because that's another reason why I stopped supporting our Tune 45. Like not that I hate him or anything, because I know people are gonna go on with the comments and say, "Oh, you hater." Like, no, it's not. It's just I just felt some type of way, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
So back to the story. So he was like trying to get the other shop owner to pretty much say to agree with him, like, like, what, like, is that really how you like what do you think about booth rent, this and that? And he's like, well, I think it's, he didn't expect him to be like, oh, I think it's there's a good way and a bad way. I don't think he expected him to like not
Like
talk, you know what
not
I mean?
to not agree with him.
Yeah. So ever since then, I was like, you know what, I threw away all my Tune 45. I mean, I guess that's petty, right? Whatever.
A
little bit, but I was younger too, and
Yeah.
when around that time. I mean, now it is a little like a little petty, but
Yeah. I know, because I remember like when they first dropped their
shave gel, right?
the shave gel. I picked that up. I'm like, oh, this is cool, but in reality, I don't really use shave gel a whole lot.
Right.
And then when they dropped their wireless trimmer, or not trimmer, the mat, I thought that was cool, but I didn't like, you have like an extra 2 inches sticking out the back. If you have a little kid, they're already short. They're gonna be like smacking it into the back of the chair.
Yeah.
And,
It's funny because I always make fun of barbers when I see shit like that. I'm like, dude, that shit looks so whack. That imagine, dude, the Babyliss clippers are already long as they are.
Mm-hmm.
You slapping on this and just gonna give another like you literally it looks like you're holding a police baton.
The big old light, yeah.
But so that matte thing is just not my thing. I think the matte thing's retarded in my opinion. It doesn't look like aesthetic to me. It just looks barbarish. Like
I thought the mat, like just as a mat, was cool. Like it was real, like rugged, good, like durability and all that. But they only give you one, like actual like wireless spot to charge, and then you have to buy their inserts for the rest. So I'm like,
which is stupid.
I'm like, if you're gonna charge $100, give us the wireless in all the spots.
And then for future ones, just make us buy it,
Yeah.
whatever. I get that, or at least include at least two, like for a trimmer and a clipper,
Nope, you had to buy those separate too.
It's stupid, but whatever. Chris Basio, do better. If you're watching this, cool, but do better, bro. So you aside from cutting hair and stuff, you're also a teacher at a school, correct?
Yeah, so I've been teaching at a barbering school. Well, it's called Milan, so they do a little bit of everything. But I do like the barbering side. Been there for a little over 4 years.
Okay.
Started because of COVID. Literally, I was laid up in bed for like a month at that point. One of my old instructors reached out to me on Instagram. They're like, "Hey, do you want to work for the school?" I'm like, "I need a check right now, so yeah, like I'll go over there." And then just kind of been there and like kind of bouncing back and forth between the shop and the school, and just kind of stuck basically, trying to kind of get just like work my way towards back to the shop.
Okay. And that was my next question, because like that. So you pretty much are part time in the shop right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's cool. Especially since like, you're. I definitely see you being a positive voice in the barbering community. So
Appreciate that.
I definitely think you working out of school, you're setting these barbers straight in a sense.
Yeah, trying to, but definitely over the years, like, sorry, some students, but some of y'all, it gets to us.
Yeah, I feel it. Especially when there's students that been there a little too long. Mm-hmm. I've been at barber school, and like I graduated before before students that have been there longer than me. And so it's like it's kind of embarrassing. Kind of.
A little bit, but honestly, like
as long as you finish.
As long as you finish, get your license. That's what matters.
Yeah. It's just what are you doing to, like, at the end of the day, to me, it's like, get your license and you'll never have to be here ever again. Like, you just pay for it after every 2 years and that's it. Like
$50.
And then I don't know if when you got your, like, you did the whole 1,500, right?
I did the whole 1,500.
So did I. So it's like, what the fuck? Now it's what, 1,000? Like,
1,000 hours. And you don't have to go do the hands-on state board test.
Which is fucking crazy to me. It's like, bro, I hated the hands-on part. Like, the hands-on portion was ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but I feel like that's also the most important part of the test, because that's showing the proctor that you know how to be clean.
Okay, yeah, okay, I can see that.
Like, if y'all don't know, the cleanliness is like the biggest part of barbering. Right.
Well, that's the reason why you go to school. Like
Yep.
a lot of people have it backwards, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to school to learn how to cut hair. Yes, you're gonna learn how to cut hair, but you're not gonna. You're gonna learn the basics.
Basics, 100% basics.
Basics like dexterity, how to hold a clipper, what tools to use.
Yep.
But the most part is the state of California. All they really want you to do is they want you to be clean.
And they want your money.
Shout out California.
Yep.
That's only in California too. Like it's only California.
For real?
Yeah. There's some. So in Europe, I don't know if you know this, but in Europe they don't do schooling over there.
Really?
No, they don't do schooling. You just go to a shop, you apply for it, and if it's kind of like a job.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they do booth rent too, so like, you gotta get your own clientele. That's why a lot of like, I'm not sure if this is true, but I've seen online where a lot of the big cases of like skin problems comes from over there.
Oh, sure.
And I'm not saying to make it seem like
Yeah.
the U.S. is on this shit too, because there's some barbers that are questionable.
Definitely.
Like just spray your clippers. Like spray
Yeah.
them down. Like spray them fucking. Like it's not hard. Just spray your
Like,
clippers.
Because, like, one of the first things, like, well, not the first things, but so we have, like, different modules. So one of them's, like, color and chemicals. And then when we get to haircutting, I talk about how barbers don't, like, change their brushes. They'll use the same one client after client after client for months. And I'll even ask them, like, when you go to the barber, do you see him get a new brush? Do you see him do this or that? They're like,
Dude, I have a whole drawer full of brushes. You can go on TikTok shop and you can actually use my code.
super cheap.
Super cheap, dumbass cheap, bro. So you being a teacher and all, what is like the hardest thing for students to accomplish? Like obviously there's students that that are driven, like you see it. It's night and day, right?
Yeah,
From the ones that
100%.
from the ones that just want a job.
From the ones that just go just because they're like, well, somebody told me to.
That's a thing.
That's the thing. Like, I've had people go there, oh, well, they told me that I should do it. So I was like, all right, because I didn't know what to do. I'm like, cool, you got your financial aid? Sure. The school got their money, and now you're here with me. Great.
9 times out of 10, those barbers don't really pan out. They don't really like stick to it.
No, see, the biggest thing that they have trouble with, probably the self-motivation.
Okay.
Just because, like, they come in so motivated. They're like, oh, I want to cut hair. I'm going to cut hair. I'm going to learn how to cut hair. I'm going to learn this, and this. But then they realize, or I got to break it to them, like, oh, no, we got to do chemical stuff. We got to learn how to use a curling iron. We got to learn how to do.
Even though they're probably never going to curl hair and
Yep.
their career. Because, I mean, I did that. I had to learn how to do finger waves
Yep.
in school. And I've been out of school since 2016 from barber college. And I have yet to do a fucking perm. I have yet to do a fucking finger wave. Like, it's fucking crazy.
So I've never done a perm outside of either showing it, demonstrating at the school, or when I was a student. But I always tell them, like, just learn it because a lot of people want that curly hair right now. I'm not going to do it. I hate perms. They stink. It takes forever.
I have a stylist that works here, and she does perms, and she's really good at it. And the whole shop ends up smelling, and I'm like, fuck, no.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not going to do that in the shop. But if you do it, like,
fine.
if you learn it, you're going to get like $60 to $100 depending on their hair.
Yeah, and that's a separate service on top of the haircut too.
Yep,
like I hope
100%.
So I hope you understand that. It's crazy because I know certain people that just specialize in one thing, and that's how I always say you have to specialize in something. Like I see it all the time from students too. Like, oh, I want to master every single hair texture. No, don't do that. Just choose one thing or two things and go all in on that. Like I went all in on scissor work and beards. That's all I do. I do because scissor work at the end of the day, like, it's a given. You're gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
That's to some degree.
Especially nowadays. When everybody wants, oh, I want the textured hair, I want the mullet, I want this, I want that.
Dude, like nowadays, like people are keeping their hair. They're not taking it off anymore. They're keeping it. It's crazy because back in my day, people were buzzing their shit. Like they were just like, "Oh, give me a 4 on top or whatever," you know.
Like back then, I was keeping my hair, and then now I just shaved it all off.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, the whole reason why I'm also doing this podcast too is because I'm very big on stories. Like I really want to unpack stories and what makes the individual tick, why they are the way they are, and that way when people look at you, they're not just like, okay, Fabian's just a teacher. Like,
Yeah.
no. So, like, what else are you doing currently right now that you're trying to?
What else am I doing? Well, teaching, cutting hair. Those are probably like the two main ones. But like he said earlier, shout out,
Apex.
shameless plug. That's what I've been doing lately too, because I've noticed everybody that wants scissors, they're like, oh, I want the Hanzos, I want the Mizutanis. But I'm like, bro, you're gonna spend like $1,500. You drop them once, you're screwed. And then like even lower end brands, they charge you like 200 plus for one scissor. I'm like, there needs like a middle ground between like the cheap, like $20 that you find on Amazon, and then like the $200. And I'm like, if I can try and do that, then I feel like that'd be like a good starting spot for newer barbers. So that's what I've been focusing on too.
So okay, because I actually have your 5-inch shears. Those are fucking phenomenal, actually. By the way,
Appreciate it.
I've been using those nonstop, and I let one of my barbers use them. I should have told him that you're the one that owns the. I forgot to tell him that, but he actually, I didn't use all the ones that I got from you. The blue ones, the he like out of all the ones he liked the 5-inch ones.
That's what I've seen lately, because when I first showed them off, like I had a lot of people like, oh, I want those. Can you get this color, that color? I'm like, hang on, like I only got a couple of them.
Have you sold out on the 5-inch or?
Like literally within the first day or two that I got them.
Damn.
Yeah, like they were real popular.
Yeah. So are you planning to be?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get some more. I don't know if it's gonna be that same specific one, but it'll be like same
Quality.
Yeah.
At least a quality will match.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So that's dope. So as far as like your mindset goes, what is keeping you going? Like what is that one thing that's like, okay, Fabian, we got to do this.
Honestly, it's like I don't think I could go back to a normal job. Like I've worked in a grocery store. I'm like, it was fine, it was cool, it was a check, but I'm like, people telling you to do this, do this, do this, do this. I'm like, isn't that this person's job? Like you told them 5 minutes ago, they said no, son, I got to go do it. And then also working at the school is fine, like it's chill, but also it's like we can't really do a whole lot that we want to do in terms of like product use and things like that. Like students want to learn about how to use enhancements, things like that. We can't really show them that.
Really?
Because with the school, they need
approval and shit like that.
They need approval. They need the products to have like the safety forms and all that. And I'm like, a lot of companies, like Enhancements is going to be like Barber owned stuff. So they're not really going to have all that.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
So like to show them that, it's like, well,
excuse me, I don't mean to burp, but oh fuck, that sucks. But so here's my advice on enhancements. If you are in school, why is that even a thought? Like I get it. It looks cool. It does. Yeah. It does look cool. Don't get me wrong, but that should be the farthest thing from what you're trying to learn. Like one of the things that I regret when I was in school was I didn't take texture serious, like, or the scissor stuff serious.
Yeah, same.
You know, so the enhancement. So when I hear barbers, enhancements, like, dude, they're not that great. Like it's like what's gonna make your product better is the quality that you're providing at the end of the day.
It's called enhancements. Enhance the haircut. Enhance your work that you did, not make something that's not there.
Like I know barbers that'll use enhancements just for photos.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is fine. Which is I'm one of those barbers. I won't even use a lot. I'll use a little tiny bit just to like cover
just to
up,
make it pop a little bit.
A little bit. You don't need to have the whole fucking dark. To me, that doesn't look good.
To be fair, I have had some clients that they requested, I want dark.
That's fine. Because they're, and what's cool is if you got that on camera, even better. Because it's gonna create some controversy.
I actually got a video of it where like it was super dark. I put the fibers and the spray.
Because the fibers are gonna hide the shininess of it. It's gonna create the contrast. It's gonna create the more naturalness, the fullness of it. Yep. So opposed to just paint, paint is gonna make it look
super shiny.
Yeah, it looks stupid to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're a barber and you're in school, take a step back and think about what you're doing here.
I will agree up to an extent, because there's a lot of students that I've had that they've already been cutting hair for years. They're doing great. Like they know how to cut hair perfectly fine, but they maybe not had much experience with enhancements. They want to see that.
Right.
Because
All right, so back to the conversation. I had to take a little break and adjust the fucking camera because Canon, unlike Sony's, they have a 30-minute timer.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that, but
I had no idea.
yeah, Canons have a 30-minute timer, so it doesn't
Like
record
no matter what.
no matter what. Yeah,
Dang.
yeah, Canon's stupid for that. But whatever. But yeah, how I was saying, if you're a barber, do not focus so much on enhancements. Is just a gimmick, first of all. If I'm being honest with you,
It's for
like,
photos. It's for advertising, Instagram.
and that's solely it. That's solely it. But
Unless
yeah,
it's like a special occasion, they want like maybe a little bit sharper. They're gonna be sweating or something.
right. Okay, so this podcast isn't necessarily just for barbering; it's for all entrepreneurship and stuff like that. Like, do you see yourself like cutting hair forever? Do you see yourself or
That's part of one of the reasons why I started this because
Apex Barbering?
Yep,
Dope,
because
dope.
I don't think barbering like long term is like super
Sustainable.
sustainable. Yeah.
Well, if you really think about it, it's sustainable to a certain extent. Like if you're playing your cards right and you're actually showing up every day and stuff like that.
But I mean, in terms of like your like body longevity.
Oh,
like,
well, yeah.
hands are gonna go
yeah.
out, back's gonna go out. Like you could stand on your feet for 12 hours at a time on flooring for so long.
Oh yeah, dude. Like my feet get swollen.
Yeah.
Like because of the water retention and stuff like that.
100%.
But what's cool is since like I don't overwork myself anymore in the shop. I mean I do sometimes, but like whenever I want to push it.
Yeah.
But the most haircuts I'll do a day nowadays is 8 to 10. That is it. A day.
Nice.
A day. I don't do more than that. There's no point. I mean, if you think about it, $100 times seven or eight a haircut, that's $800 a day. Like,
Even if you're charging less, guys, that's still a lot of money.
you're not wrong. So, like, one of the things that I teach in the program is not just high ticket, but volume. Like, there's
Like a good balance between the two.
yes, there's a difference between the two. Like, for me, I prefer high ticket because I can make more and work less and work on stuff like this.
Yes.
Branding, podcasting, stuff like that. The coaching program. I'm making money in the back end on top of the quality that I'm still providing.
Right.
But then there's barbers that want the quantity, which is totally okay. I've been in programs where it's like get your money and get out of barbering.
Yeah, I agree. I like the in between because like I started cutting hair like for $20.
Right.
And I've been in the shop like 5 a.m. to like 10 p.m. Like
Yeah.
I'm dying.
Yeah, dude, I've been there too. Like back in the day when I started at a shop and I just got started. I was in and it was walk-ins only, no appointments. Saturdays, bro, there'd be people waiting outside, and I'm like, fuck. All right, let's get the ball rolling.
I had one time I think I triple booked a time slot.
Damn.
I'm like, fuck, like how am I gonna get these people out? But they waited. I'm like, real quick, let's go. Each one of you. One of them walked out because he's like, oh, I think he had a quince. Oh, I got to go to a quince in an hour. I'm like, bro, you just randomly walk into a barbershop an hour before on a Saturday.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna get a haircut.
Like that's poor planning on people's end too. Like people think that we just kind of like we turn people away because we want to. I know we physically cannot cut everybody. Like people think, oh, you're a barber, so you have to cut my hair, and you have like no, like we physically cannot cut everybody. Like this is why there's multiple barbers to get you. You know?
Like I'll keep Tylenol on my station. Like that's what I used to do when I was doing there all day. I'm just like, oh, my neck, my shoulder. I'm like, let me take a couple Tylenol to kick in an hour and just keep going.
I never did that before. I used to smoke weed for that, but I stopped that.
Nah, Tylenol, it doesn't really work for me, but it helped.
It's a cushion, right? It's just a cushion. It's not gonna take away the blow completely.
Yeah, it's like those last couple hours, it'll get me through.
But I definitely think now where barbering is going, I definitely think it's a lot more structured now.
100%.
Compared to how the walk-in era was. The walk-in era was just a mess, bro. And there's still some barbers that operate that way because of a tenure they have, right?
Like I feel like walk-ins are never gonna go away just because people are gonna be like, oh, I'm in town, I don't know where to go. But to solely base your barbering business off of walk-ins,
It's kind of hard.
Yeah,
It's really hard because If you're just waiting around in the shop and expecting people just to show up, it's not like that. There's literally days where you're gonna just cut one or two people a day.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what a lot of barbers don't understand, especially the new ones. They think like, oh, I'm gonna make all this money. Yes, you are gonna make this money,
Dude,
but
so many students I had like that.
but you know, it's far from the truth. The truth is there's the highs are very high, but the lows are very low. You know,
Like if you're not driven, you're not self motivated to go out and get clients. Like it's not gonna happen.
yeah, like there's this thing that I do now, and it's the new version of handing out cards or going out to places. Is going on Instagram and messaging at least 25 people a day.
Okay.
Like if you can message 25 people a day, and just offer a free haircut, you're gonna be booked out eventually because if you, and that's daily, every single day, 25 people every single day. Just
Yeah.
so what I would do is I would message people from gyms, restaurants. I would hit geotags. I'm very big on geotags. When I just gotten started, I would message people and hey, what's up? Like I'm a barber from the area. I would love to give you a free haircut. And 9 times out of 10, I would get them in, and they would pay me either way.
Nice.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. I never thought about that. That's a good thing to try.
Yeah, it's called cold messaging.
Okay.
A warm messaging would be people that follow you already. They
Like
kind
you've
of
already had contact with them.
yeah. That's a warm message, and or warm outbound. And there's
Okay.
cold outbound. Cold outbound is like literally you've
Never talked to them before.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's if you're a new barber and you're struggling on getting new clientele, that is one way you can.
Especially like if you go in line somewhere, you see somebody's like the back of the head, they're like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with your hair?" Like here, let me talk to them and try and get them a free
Yeah,
haircut.
no, dude, it's and you really have to stop being a scaredy cat. Like you can't be scared.
Yeah.
Walk up to people and be like, "Hey, what's up? My name is." I still do it to this day. Like just because I charge $75 or $100 a haircut, and I have all these followers, doesn't necessarily mean I'm not gonna I'm gonna act out and say, "Oh, well, I'm too good." No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm still a person for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like-
I'm still a fucking person at the end of the day. Like I'm not gonna act like any different just because I have a certain following or I charge
Right.
a certain amount. I still go up to people to this day. I'm like, hey, what's up? My name's Paco. I'm from the area. I would love to give you a free haircut. Can I get your number? I don't do the business cards anymore.
I like that one too. That you asked for their number.
Yeah, it takes 30 seconds. Like, hey,
Yeah.
let me get your number. What's your name, bro? By the way, because once you get their name, now you're in. Because oh, you remember my name, like you know.
Yeah. Like I don't know if it's directly from social media, but I've gotten a few new clients that I've never seen before. I'm like, maybe social media help. Like, cool.
No, it does help. Today I got a new client from San Jose.
Nice.
Like he came from San Jose. He wanted to. He seen my stuff on Instagram and he was in town for whatever reason. He's like, "Well, I booked the haircut, bro." I used to go to the shop in I don't know if you know Paradox.
No.
It's a very well known shop in San Jose in Japantown, and I actually look up to them. Like I took classes there and stuff like that. And to get a client that would go there and to get jacked up from them was like crazy to me. So no hate, Paradox, no hate. It's just whatever.
Everybody's got an off day.
Yeah, everybody has to hop there. Maybe that barber that cut him up, was just not having it that one day. It is what it is. You know?
Yeah, it's like that sometimes. You can't be perfect all the time.
I definitely think what goes longer though is consistency.
Yeah.
And that's a word that's thrown around the mud all, especially on social. Oh, be consistent. But it's the truth. Like you have to be consistent. Like at the end of the day, I think people would stick to a consistent barber than the best barber.
True. Like, not gonna lie, I've been inconsistent a lot since working at the school, just because trying to go back and forth.
But you still show up. You still show up. You still like, okay, you know what? I think it's best in my interest and for my business for me to show up, because if I don't, then
like it's like nothing's gonna happen.
that or your fear is gonna like come
Oh, yeah.
front and center. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to go back to my job. I don't want to like, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So how do you orchestrate like cutting family? Because I know family is a big thing, bro. Like I have a hard time with my family that especially charging what I charge. Like don't get me wrong, I'll give a free haircut.
Yeah.
I'll do it for my family, whatever. But it's not gonna be on their terms.
100%. I agree. It's funny because charge your families. It's still a business.
1,000% correct. And I this is my rule. If my brothers want haircuts, it's gonna be whenever I have time.
Yeah.
And if they hit me up, hey, can I get a haircut? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm here. Come by. However, if they are being picky, oh, can you come in here? Can you come out here on a Friday at 3 p.m.? No.
Like, it's booked.
It's not even that. I'd rather have it's a Friday, like, or a Saturday. I'm not gonna give my time
Yeah.
to my I mean, it sucks to say it that way, but it's the truth. I'm not gonna give my family that time because somebody could come in and pay me unless they want to pay me. But 9 times out of 10, my family has an issue with what I charge.
Yeah, it's funny, when I first started cutting hair, I had my sister tell me, "Oh, but he's your nephew. You're gonna charge him?" I'm like, "I'm not charging him. I'm charging you."
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because like they still ask me, like I still take my stuff to their houses whenever like family get-togethers, whatever. Oh, can you cut the hair and come over here? I'm like, yeah, fine, all right.
Well,
Like,
because like to you, it's like, well, I'm in the mood to cut hair, so you're lucky. You're lucky.
not always, not always.
But when you do it, it's like, oh, all right, whatever. I'll do that favor.
Like I'll go do it, but it's not gonna be like if you were to like come over here and book with me. Like it's not gonna be like super great.
It's gonna be like the least effort.
It's gonna be like, we're gonna do this as quick as possible.
It's gonna be the least effort possible, and if you don't like it, sorry, you didn't pay anything.
Unless I'm recording, then I'm like,
Well,
all right.
that's different too, you know.
Like if I go to their house and I'm like, you know what, the lighting's good, I'll record this.
So there's this like argument going around too right now on TikTok and stuff like that, where they'll a lot of people are complaining about barber prices.
I've seen that.
And have you seen that? Yeah, and it's like, well, then go to a cheaper barber.
Yeah.
Like, but the thing is that you're not gonna like that cheaper quality.
Yep.
You want that connection. You want to feel good about yourself. You know.
I would say like the cheaper barber is going to be more volume based, so he's going to try and get you in and out.
1,000% correct. And don't get me wrong. And I'm sure you've seen too, where there's the volume based barber where they're charging $40, but they're booked out solid for 2 months.
Oh yeah.
And
at that point, you got to go up.
And they got good like good ass haircuts.
Yeah.
You know. So and
I would say those are just like the naturally gifted people that can just do it.
Yeah. So one of the things that I also teach in the community too is you don't necessarily have to wait to be 2 months booked out. Not necessarily, because at the end of the day, if you're 2 months booked out but you're not getting into clientele, is your business growing?
No, it's staying the same because it's 2 months out.
It's 2 months out. So obviously that's an indicator too.
Yeah.
It's time to go up, but you don't have to wait to be booked out 2 months in advance.
Yeah.
There's a quicker way to do it, where if you're at least getting like what, two, not two, if you're at least getting 5 to 7 new clients a week off Instagram or TikTok or whatever, consistently for the last 30 days, it's time to go up. You can do it.
Like I'm not at that point, since I have been less time in the shop. Like I feel where I'm at, like my price is cool, but definitely looking forward to progressing.
Yeah, well, that's of course, you know. And I also do teach that it's okay to go up, not just by $10 but $20.
Yeah.
Because the times that I've gone up for on my prices, it's always been 20, 25, $20 a haircut.
So around COVID, that's what I did. I think I was charging 20, and I went up to I think 35 or 40.
And it worked.
It worked. It was fine. Like everybody was fine with it because they're already paying extra to go to somebody's house and get their haircut, or they're paying extra because it's COVID and we got to sneak in.
Yeah.
And try and get everybody in.
And then to you, it's like, and to them, it's like, well, I'm gonna see my boy Fabian, and I rather pay Fabian anyways for that service anyways. So I definitely think, you know, and during COVID time, we definitely seen how important the hairdressers are.
Yeah.
It's not just a haircut anymore, but it's crazy because now we're full circle again. Now we're back to that. Oh, it's just a haircut. Okay, then go to Supercuts.
Yep. So it's funny. I think I recorded it too. This mom brought her kids in, and I was looking at the hair. I'm like, "Oh, who cut your hair?" He was like, "Supercuts." I'm like, "Dang, okay." I'm like, "Yeah, I can tell." And like halfway through the haircut, I'm like, "Oh, how's it looking?" He's like, "The quality is definitely way better than Supercuts."
Yeah, you see. So
And then a haircut can be the difference between getting the job or not getting the job.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then what's crazy too is that some people don't even care about the quality; they just care about the connection. So they'll come back to you just because they want to see you. It's like I have a few clients that barely have a hair, and they come to me and they pay my price, but they come to me because but every single time it's a conversation, a dope ass conversation. So expect them on the podcast, just so you guys know that it's coming. It's coming. I have a bunch of dope. I already have a solid including yourself, 21 guests lined up.
Nice.
And,
That's gonna be sick.
So I already have 4 episodes done for the month. So every Monday I plan to roll them out at 5 p.m. every single Monday. Subscribe, like, and all that good shit. Again, this podcast is made for people like yourself that are trying to be made for more. Be built for more. It's not just barbering, because people want to label you just a barber. Oh, you don't know shit.
Like, I think was it in the movie Barbershop, where he's talking about back in the day a barber was a pimp, a drug dealer, this and this.
Speaking of that, back in the day, barbers were actually dentists. I don't know if you knew that. So back in the day, like in the 1600s, I might be wrong. So don't fact check me, but I might be wrong. But 100%. Back in that time, they had this thing where if anything was going to be done around the head or whatever, go to a barber.
Yeah, so they were barber surgeons. So dentists, and then surgery too, like everything.
So that's where the whole bloodletting thing started happening, which is what the barber pole represents.
Yep. I was about to bring that up. I'm like, did you know this?
Yeah. That's the whole reason why we do the whole barber pole, is the whole bloodletting and stuff like that. People don't know what bloodletting it is. They do like the little hole and they.
It's out of the arm typically.
Oh, I thought it was in the head.
I think just like different places in the world do it different. Yeah, because from what I know, it's out of the arm. It's basically similar to donating blood.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that. I thought it was just to kind of cure something or whatever.
Well, it does, because believe it or not, actually, donating blood is actually good for you as the person donating.
Really?
To create new cells and everything like that. Yeah.
I need to donate blood.
Dude.
Friendly reminder, guys, donate your blood. Donate your blood.
Sure, it gets me lightheaded.
I don't think about it too much. If I did it once and I never really thought too much of it. I'm scared of needles, so that's another reason why I only did it once. So
I'm the other way. I'll watch them put the needle in and everything.
Fuck that shit. No, I'm good.
No, I'll record it and I'll show people oh look.
So what is your biggest pet peeve as being a barber and being because you worked in multiple shops already, correct?
2, yeah.
So what is the biggest pet peeve from working?
As far as clients, probably similar ones that everybody has, stepping on the footrest, you're gonna break something.
That shit annoys me too, bro.
Yeah, especially because you're owning the chair.
Yeah.
Not knowing what you want, just coming in oh, I want a haircut. Okay, what do you want? Oh, I don't know.
Well, if you don't know what you want, fine. That's totally okay. But don't just sit there and expect me to know what you want. Let's have a conversation about it.
Or at least be open-minded to what the barber is thinking for the haircut. Don't be oh, I don't want to go that short. But this will look good, and if you don't know what you want, this will help you figure it out later.
Especially the best way to articulate a haircut is based on your head shape.
Yep.
Head shape, or based on how much hair you have. For example, I wouldn't give somebody a slick back if they have thin hair or they're receding. That's just a big no. I would comb everything forward.
Yep.
And then do a crop or something. But
a lot of people like that style now too.
The crop.
The forward, the crop.
Yeah, it's very popular, especially amongst the youngsters. Mm-hmm. They love that shit. They'll sprinkle fucking the powder it's fucking Parmesan cheese, bro.
Try to comb it through. It's crunchy.
Oh, it's so annoying. Me personally, now that I know what I know, I don't really use volume powder anymore. I sell it here. I sell it, and I haven't sold anything because I don't. People are starting to realize maybe I don't need it like that.
I'll use it, but the difference is I'll use it a little bit.
Yeah, you don't need a lot. These freaking kids are the whole every week they gotta go buy a new one.
What I'll try and do is I'll use maybe a little bit of a sea salt spray, and then do just a light dusting of a light hold
and even then
hairspray.
And even then sea salt spray is a little too rough sometimes. Mm-hmm. It creates a little too much texture, I feel.
Depends on which kind though, because some of them definitely they have stronger hold. They're more
Yeah,
more almost like
the one I
hairspray.
have here is a very strong hold. I'm not sure if I like it like that, but I like the ones that are very soft. Like I like
Yep.
softer pomades where I can like brush in the shape and like actually like mold it into how I want it. Because if you have like a hard pomade, it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
Depending on the texture too. Like if the hair's really thin, I'll use a strong hold. You know?
Yeah, because those the real dense ones where you gotta like press and
Like
scoop out, those ones are gonna be super strong. Like you just need a tiny bit.
yeah, and based on the hair tech, like if someone has thick hair, I'm not gonna use a strong hold. I'm
Yeah,
gonna use more of like a hair cream to kind of complement, and
something
then
light so it doesn't weigh it
and
down.
then obviously texturize it. You know, take off some of the weight, and then blow dry it backwards or whatever style they want. You know, but yeah, man. So what is one thing you can tell to upcoming barbers to help them stay motivated? If they choose to start cutting hair, if they end up falling in love with it, what is one thing you can give like a tip?
Let's see. I would say always be open minded to taking somebody else's knowledge and using it for yourself in terms of constructive criticism or not just completely shutting somebody down because like, oh no, this guy over here on YouTube said this, so I'm gonna do it that way. But it's like, but if you do it this way, it's probably gonna be a little bit easier. Just always be open minded to somebody else's knowledge.
Yeah, I agree to that. Well, this was a dope conversation. This was very informative for barbering and stuff like that. So moving forward, where can they find you and where can they buy your shears and stuff like that?
Find me Instagram at Fabian underscore fades with the Z, and then at Apex Barbering,
Don't
and
wor-
then
and don't worry, guys. I'll tag all the information down in the description below. If you guys are looking for new shears, I personally have used his shears and they are really good. So if you guys need some, hit him up. He is the guy. But
appreciate
yeah,
it.
this is episode. What did I say? 6. I can't remember.
5,
6,
6.
episode 6. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys watched the whole thing, really do appreciate it. Leave your comment down below if you're interested in being on the pod, and we'll make it happen. Thank you for by the way as well.
See you guys.
But I'll see you guys.
Ugh,
How's that?
that was cool. I'm like, my mouth is hella dry from talking.
Yeah.